What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you guys remember this truck. Oh, I'm sure you do. Remember those ugly transpan bolts? Well, we finally got the okay to do the repair, and we're looking right at this 6R140 valve body. Come along tonight, and I'm gonna show you how to replace this again on your 2011 and up 6.7. All right, guys, let's go. All right, everybody, thanks so much for coming back and checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe right down here. Mr. Valve Body. This is pretty much what all the fluid runs through, all these passages. We have the shift solenoids, and then we have the valves that move back and forth to allow fluid to flow through this and achieve whatever gear that you are commanding or what the truck needs to be at the speed it's at. So what we have already done, we've gotten all the parts. We're going to go over that. We've got the truck set on the hoist and is floating. We're going to go up, and I want you guys to cross your fingers with me, and in hopes that all of the transmission pan fasteners come out without a hitch. Because remember, at the past video, they were all different sizes, and who knows what whoever put this together did. So I hope there's not going to be anything unexpected. But we're going to get this thing in the air. Apologize about the loud noise. We're going to get the fluid drained and then kind of go over and reiterate the past video that I did when we were doing it on your back, replacing the valve body on that, what was that? Maybe a 2016? 2017? I got to go back and look at the video. I don't even remember. So if you guys haven't already, grab your tools, grab your parts, and a clean drain basin, because we are going to need to start draining this transmission fluid, and hopefully you got a transmission drain pan that's got a drain plug. I sure hope this goes okay. But I found the tools we need. Quarter drive, I ain't using any ratchets just yet, electrics. I have a 10 and a 13. What size should these bolts be? 8 milli. Yikes. Yikes, stripes, fruit colored stripes. Here we go, fellas. All right, 13s, here we go. Oh, please come out. Oh, gosh, that made me nervous. Oh. All right, so this, we could not drain it because it didn't have a drain plug. I'm gonna crack these loose. What I'm gonna do is take all of the perimeter ones out and then leave the corners in, probably this corner and this corner. Take these ones out and then hopefully do a controlled drain. Let me get out of the splash zone now and take these out. Oh, please. I don't know what these bean bags were doing, but these are not the bolts that should go in here. I don't know if they hogged these holes out for these 13s. So okay, I think I could probably, let's get the electric in here. Now that it's busted pretty loose. Let's see. Let's check it out. All right, could be worse of a bolt. Like this one, dopey freaking losers. All right, I definitely am not gonna like this. Hopefully we'll be able to get some original bolts and put them in here, because oof, I ain't digging that. All right, back to the 13. I can't remember, did I crack every one of these? Boom, 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 boom. All right, we'll switch over to electric. Okay, maybe I could get away with using factory bolts. I would much rather do that. Like, why couldn't you guys just got factory bolts? If I pull this down and it doesn't have a new filter in it, I'm calling the customer and I'm telling. Okay, that's everything on the driver's side. Let me go in the front of the trans. I'll get the two middle front boys. You guys come along for the ride. Ooh, and we got a little bit of oil too. Ooh, Jiminy Cricks, man. Ooh, I'll crack it loose. Oh my goodness gracious, what did these guys do? Okay, that's cracked loose. I'll do this 10 right here. Holy frijoles, fellas. Let me switch to the 13. I'll go down the whole passenger side. And, oh man. 13. Ooh. Okay. I'm thinking we probably should call Hombre and tell him we need to get some bolts coming, huh? Oh, okay. That's, they're all loose. Take these middle boys out. 13s. Should not be 13s. I would venture to say it should start leaking any time. Okay. All right, we're starting to get a little seepage right there, fellas. I'm gonna leave these ones in here. Let's go ahead and slowly lower the rear. Let's get my arms, keep my arm out of the way. Pull it down with some electrics. Get out of the splash zone. See, there we go. See? It's gonna let it do its little leak. All right, I'm gonna lift this thing back up. I'm gonna crack this one loose a little bit so we can get a little even drain on the driver's side. And the floodgates are going to open up. Whoa. Okay. No one likes a cold truck, whether it's a Power Stroke, a Dirty Max, or a Cummins. Take this opportunity to visit our sponsor, ventechlg.com/PTT. Check them out. All right, let's, I want to stay on the driver's side. Let me get this oddball 13 out of here. We'll take the passenger side out. I like this vantage point. Okay, good. Leave it up here. All right, now I'm gonna switch back over to the 10, and I'm gonna kind of do a, a two-hander kind of thing. I'm gonna go over here and take this bolt out. Applying pressure up on the pan. Okay, now if this was a factory bolt, I'd want you guys to save it. Okay, how much are we gonna leak? Okay, I've totally let go of the pan. You saw how much it flexed. So now we are going to do a controlled drain. I'm moving my catch basin here really quick. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to square it up underneath the truck. There we go. Ooh, I got some Rocket League music playing in my ear. How many of you guys like Rocket League? All right, there we go. Get this tighten. All right. Splash area eliminated. Trans pan coming down. Struggling with the tool. Nope. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna lean the rear of the pan backwards. All right, see what I'm doing, guys? Easy, easy. Okay. That's about it. Take this trans pan down. All right, check it out. So it definitely was replaced. We're gonna juice this gasket out. It could have been reused, but we got a brand new one. So I'm gonna go put this in the catch basin over here on the tote, and we're gonna get back up here into this valve body. Filter time, 8 milli. I also want fluid flinging on my face as the bolt spins. We have 3 8 millis. 2 short, 1 long. Long one's in the back. Give this a wipey do. Thank you. Breaking it loose. Okay, long bolt is out. There it is. Now the filter is going to come straight down. Has a little rubber O-ring. Whoa, splash. Watch yourself. Good. Dump that out. Definitely looks like it was replaced. Let me go put this in the catch basin. Okay, here we are. We need to take this valve body down, and I want you guys to pay attention to this linkage right here. This is the direct link from the linkage on the exterior of the trans, okay? Comes from the shifter all the way up top, comes down into the side of the trans, goes into the trans range sensor, and then there is a direct mechanical link with a lever that adjusts this valve that is coming from the valve body. So there is a little detent. We have to slide this up on the shaft here. This lever right here, there's a little, see how I just did that with my screwdriver? We're gonna slide that metal clip up. See how that detent came out of that hole? Now it's gonna allow us to pull this out. See how this was in the truck? See how that was in the truck? The long end goes into the valve body, and the short end goes into the mechanism. Dead giveaway. See how it's got that little tang right there? Pretend that's supposed to line up with that clip. The clip goes with the tang. The long side does not go through here like this. It's not gonna work. So make sure you put the long side. I'm just trying to emphasize this with you guys, like pay attention. Long side goes into the valve body. This right here is the transmission fluid temperature sensor, electrical connector, little twang. What I'm also gonna do is I am gonna pop this out because I want a TFT sensor. And although it comes with one, I want an extra. Let that drain. Now I have a TFT sensor, or one to at least test. Always good to have testing stuff. All right, we have, I believe, a button connector right here. Yep, button, see that button? Just like an old fuel tank pressure sensor connector. That's exactly what that looks like. Little button right there, pop that thing off. Now you have 6, because this is a 6-speed, you have 6 shift solenoid connectors. And I kind of do something like that. Kind of pull them out. Got a little detent in the actual electrical solenoid part. Kind of like squeezing the sides of it right here. Need 2 hands. There we go. There we go. Another button connector right here. All right, see how all the wiring is now out of our way? Probably do something like this. Get it completely out of our way. Or how about if we put it over the trans electrical connector? There we go, that's a good little hangy spot. Perfect. All right, we have this one that's kind of hanging up above the solenoid pack. Another button connector. It's like it's a speed sensor or something going into the trans. We're not going to take that out. We're just going to leave it hanging, but I will get that out of my way. See if we can. Perfect. All right. So the bolts that are holding this fiasco in are only 3, and you guys might be kind of surprised. The other 3 bolts that hold it in were the filter, which was here, here, and here. The last 3 bolts that are actually going through the transmission, through this into the trans, just like those 3 were doing, are here, here, and here. Actually, come check this out so you guys actually know. So we're sitting in the truck like this, right? You guys just saw this, all right? Here's the driver's side. We just took that linkage out. Bolt, bolt, bolt. But you see what Ford did to the new ones that they don't have on the truck right now? Is it's telling you what bolt is holding the valve body on. This is in the workshop manual procedure. Check that out. Bolt, bolt, bolt. These ones right here are for the filter. These wide ones, that's for the filter. In fact, I got the filter right here, and you can see bolt right there. We got the foot in the back, bolt, and then the foot right here on the side, bolt. So there's 3 bolts, 2 long ones that are actually going through the valve body into the transmission. But the other ones, I just wanted to show you right there. Arrow, arrow, arrow. All right, let's go back to the truck and we'll take this out. All right, we have 3 Torx bits on top of the 8 millis we got to take out, and they are right here. We have a Torx T30 here, one here, and one right here. It's holding these feed tubes into the back of the trans. So those are going to be quarter drives. I'm going to quarter drive those right on out of here. Let me get the right extension though. Let's do this one. Crack it loose. Now directly underneath these tubes are going to be some O-rings that I have reused and I have replaced. Just all depends. Ooh, look at that. Laid right next to its little sister, right there. Look at them two guys just laying right there. All right, last one. Cracking it loose. Ugh. And this is just gonna sit. It's a little plug that would be different on a different application if it had a, like the 650, 750s would have a different tube that would go right there. So that's just gonna stay there. Let's get the 8 milli on here so we can pull these bolts out. I am gonna try my damnedest to not make a Exxon Valdez. I'm gonna take this one out. Crack it loose. Gonna leak all over and gonna spin it on me. Where's my GD? Where are my GD garden lanterns, Martha? Martha Frick. Fumbling. They call me Johnny Fumble Nuts. There we go. Let's take this one out, and we'll leave the middle one to support all the weight. I mean, I don't know how heavy it is, but just having the oblong weight over your head's never fun. This bolt right here, I'll crack it loose. Okay, I'm applying pressure up. Gosh. Okay, we got fumble. Okay. Come on, puppy. No, this isn't going how I wanted it to. Oh. There we go. Just some O-rings and some gaskets. Excuse me while I go clean myself up. Sorry. You know, I keep things for a reason. This is not a Chinese finger trap, but a coolant hose for an EGR cooler on a Transit. Glad I didn't throw it out, because you know why I'm going to use that? I'm going to use that to support this nice brand new valve body and not damage this TFT sensor. So I'm going to go something like that. And this is when we go over all of the parts that you may or may not need. Now, when you open up the valve body, we are going to have to program these two numbers into the truck. That is what you're going to need. That's important, so don't lose that. So the old valve body, if you come over here and check this out, it comes with this gasket, and this gasket. It does not come with this one. So now look at the new one. The new one has an open cavity right here, which is going to require this BC3Z 7 Henry 249 Charlie gasket, seal, or whatever you want to call it. And that is the same on both sides. I'm just going to press that in right there. It just kind of clips in. There's nothing else that we really have to do to the valve body. That's done. Now, you may or may not need these rubber O-rings. See, this one here is for this. It's already in there. Comes with. We have these little jobs here. There's another gasket. That one is right there. And then this one is right here. We don't need that, so you won't need that part number. And then another squishy, same size. Another squishy, same size. And then the most important are these little O-rings. Now, if you look at the tubes on the old valve body, there's really nothing wrong with these seals right here. They are sealing the passage in the trans to the tube, and as long as I don't disturb them, they're not cut. I am going to reuse those. Now, if you come over here to the transmission, come over here, you're going to see some of the other squishies that are in the trans. One here, and one here. Now, what you will be fighting is gravity and the lubrication of the trans fluid. So if you get trans gel or Vaseline, you got to work real fast to get these seals to stick in. So what I have done in the past is if they stay in there fine, don't mess with them. Just leave them. There's three. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave those ones on the tube. That big one's going to go in there. The small one's going to go in there. The one thing that you will want to do, because you're taking the tubes out, are replacing these two little O-rings at the end. So we're going to empty this tube out. I'm going to come over here to the bench. I'm going to carefully peel these O-rings off with a pick, just like this, making sure not to score the inside groove. I'm kind of going on an angle. All right, don't want to reuse those. Part number for them, there's going to be 4 in here. Only 3 is needed. Let's go ahead and pop this one on. Next one. Roll it right on. Okay, it's in the groove. Now I'll get a little bit of trans gel. Get some of this trans goo. And put on the O-ring just so it can slide into the new valve body. Now, you might ask, well, what hole do you go in? I'm going to show you how I remember. I do one thing at a time. I'm not taking both parts out of the valve body at the same time. This one, I pulled those 2 tubes out there. This was its neighbor. Whoops. That went right there. You're going to do the same darn thing. I'm going to pop a new O-ring on. Alright. I'm going to do a little trans gel. A little more. Okay, and then that puppy is going to go right here. Now, that's bottomed out all the way, but when you put it in to line the bolt hole up, you might have to pull it out just a smidgy-widgy. So don't fret if it's all the way in. Oh my God, it doesn't line up. Just go ahead and pull this out just a smidge. Not like all the way, but just enough to get that bolt hole to line up. So let's go ahead and push this guy back in here. We have some dowels that are gonna line us up into the trans. So I think that's it. Let's get this puppy back installed. Here we go, here we go. Remember, don't hit these little squishies right here. We're gonna go up. Nice, hopefully nice and level. I think I might kind of scoot this out the way. I don't wanna wear any trans fluid right now, but I also want maximum repair access. All right, everything's on. I'm going for the back. I'm gonna try to go up level. Okay, big guys in. Big guys in. Little guys in. Push the tubes up. They went up even more. All right, remember to breathe. Breathe. Make sure you have your tool ready. 8 milli already on Titan. Just gonna snug it down. Okay. And if you guys remember, I had that middle bolt in holding the weight. Now I got a bolt holding the weight in the front. Breathe. You don't want to get the hippie shakes. Don't forget the arrows telling you where it's going. You could be doing this under your truck in really tight quarters. Claustrophobia. Okay, check it out. She's hanging. Last bolt here in the corner. I'm going to draw this up in the middle. I'm going to give it a little 1-2 step. Snug. I know you guys are going to kill me because you don't want me to do this and torque it. I can't emphasize to you the Newton meters you can feel with your phalanges. All right, we're swapping over back to the drain. Swap out the 8. Let's go to our torques. Remember those 3 torques should line right up the tubes, but not its little neighbor. All right, lining right up. Dig it. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you're doing stuff like this, you see what I'm talking about? Hey, breathe. Breathe. You wind up getting the shakes. See what I mean? Hey, I got the bolt in though. Got the bolt in. Let's do a couple more threadies. There we go. All right, this last torque's right here. Let's see if it lines up. If it doesn't, we'll just kind of pull it backwards a little bit. It does not line up. I'm using the bolt and the socket to pull the tube out. See, did it move? Let's go down to the knurled end. Nope. Oh, there we go. Had to pull it back just a smidgy-widgy more. Let's see if we got... Doing this all by touch and feel here. There we go. There we go. Okay, same procedure. Try not to be shaky. Snug it. Snug it. See those tubes go right up? Snug it. Snug it. All right, baby. All right, baby. Let's get this thing just out of the way. I like it. I like it. I feel good about it. I feel good about it. I want you guys to feel good about it too. And come back over here. Let's reverse the removal procedure, or process rather. Let's start with this one. Remember, this one was floating on top of the shift solenoid, so let's go ahead and plug it in. And then we'll shove it above the shift solenoid so it's sitting like that. Okay, come back over to the passenger side. We're gonna plug this puppy in. You can kind of shove it up there like that. Plug in all of these shift solenoid connectors. You can't really cross them. They're gonna go right in the ones that you took them off. You guys could put the triangle in the triangle hole and the circle in the circle hole. I think y'all could figure this out. All right, make sure that's not gonna get pinched on the transparency gasket. I like it. We have this lovely TFT sensor. I like it. Don't forget to plug in your trans range sensor. And then here is the part that we talked about. Let's move this out of the way so we can get a little more visual access. Now, when you got the new one, they actually put that detent
down in there. So I have to readjust it. So now, when you get your new valve body, it does not come with that clip or this rod. Now remember what I told you guys when you're standing on the other side of me. Long side goes to the engine, short side goes into the mechanism. Right. What I'm trying to do at the same time is this has turned in its bore. This I'm trying to put in nice and straight like that. There we go. See how I'm doing that? This was not indexed correctly. All right, take that little tab, slide that down. Let's make sure it went into its detent. Nope, see it's out of its detent. You gotta go right in that hole, right there we go. Right there. Right there, looks good. Okay, that's how it's supposed to look. So now, really what you guys can do is grab your new filter, because now it's gonna be super easy to put the filter on. Let's just get this right here primed. Nothing's really leaking on you in this spot. So if you want to go ahead and give this a wipe down, you got nothing in your way. We've let this leak for probably about an hour or so. So I'm not really fighting any fluid leaking down on me. It's pretty much leaked what it's gonna leak out. Nice clean trans case, all right. You can see where they were grinding on it. Must have been really corroded. I'm gonna put that new gasket up. It's gonna look fresh. Okay, new filter. FT187, this is for all 6 speeds. FT187, you know how I remember the FT187. That's how I remember the filter, right there, brand new. Moco. Only goes on one way. Remember, we had 2 bolts that were the exact same size and one long one, because there's no trans fluid on it. That O-ring is going to hold it up. 2 shorties here in the back, and then we got the long one here. 2 shorties on the side, I'm sorry, and a long one here in the back. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna take the Torx off, switch over to the 8. All right, we just snuggy wuggy. Last one. I like it, I like it. Now, what this customer doesn't know is that I've actually found not trans bolts, but some way nicer bolts than what he came in with. So what I'm gonna do is let's get his new gasket, because I'm not even messing around. These are reusable. If you guys want to know the part number for that, we have a BC3Z 7 Apple 191 boy. Let's go get the trans pan. Let's go get the trans pan, man. We'll wipe that down. I don't know, it looks like they replaced it, but it looks like it's been around for a while. The inside's clean, but the outside, I don't know, it doesn't look like it was a brand new pan to me. We'll go ahead and wipe this thing off. We'll brake clean the crap out of it once it's up and the new bolts are on. Look at that. Just a little nasties on the magnet.
who knows what was hanging this 1-2 shift up. It was really slamming into gear. Look at that. Looks freaking glorious. I like it. All right, that's the back. That's the front. I'm gonna set that puppy right there. Let's get the new Gasquito. Hey, hey, check out my buddy. Hey, my buddy and me. Hey, it's Limitless. If you guys want lights, if you guys are into that electrical mod, just like you see me doing, if you're in the not Pittsburgh, are you in the Philly? I don't know why I get the two mixed up. If you're in the Philly area, you got to reach out to LimitlessAutoworksLLC.com because he will hook you up. Coming through, new gasket, look out, coming through, lady in blue. All right, I'm gonna finger start some bolts, get this pan hanging. See how that is. See, my thing was if these guys went to get a gasket and filter and all this stuff to do this job, like why wouldn't they have just gotten transpan bolts? It doesn't make any sense. All right, transpan, a la carte, she hanging. Let's get the rest of these bolts started. I believe I grabbed 19 of them. I think that was enough. Let's get this contraption out of here. Glad we got two. Big shout out to Federated Auto Parts, coming in clutch. Got to have the right stuff to capture your oil and fluids. Man, forget those big 13s, man. Much gooder. Sorry, that was my fault. Kind of going in a little crooked. See what I'm saying? Trying to work it, work it, work it, work it. It's that finesse I'm trying to teach you guys. Sometimes I can't get that across in the camera. That's why you buy the wobbles. The wobbles let you go around the corners. Frickin' looks factory, guys. I am just so glad that they didn't hog out those holes. I didn't know what size those bolts were. I don't know anything. I'm just glad it sufficed. Maybe I'm gonna need a couple more. Yeah, I'll need one more. We'll have to get into the bolt cache. All right, let me get one more of these bolts. I found one. And look, he gets one that's got a little pink line on it. Now he can remember moi. All right, I'm gonna start in the middle, pulling it up to the transpan. Wow, that looks so much better. Oh my gosh. Like, you mean to tell me those guys couldn't have at least done that? I mean, shnikes. The client wound up not paying for this job. A lot of you guys are wondering what was the outcome. Well, I'm telling you the outcome. I'm gonna go back and snug all of these down. They all feel good. They don't feel like they're loose or bottoming out or anything. I'm just giving it that
that last snug, that last grip down on that gasket. There we go. Okay. That is now, it's time. It's time. Let's make sure we don't have it aimed at our eyeballs. That's how you brake clean. All right, so now the cleanliness of everything looks phenomenal. Oh wow, taking the coating right off too, ain't that something? You know what we could do? Take this one step further for my man, because this is a plow truck. Wipe all this off. Get all the loose stuff off. Oh yeah. No oil, just clean. Just clean. Hey, we live in Michigan. It's Rust Belt. Voila. Now we're gonna let that shit cure. We're gonna drop this thing down. We're gonna fill it up with fluid, and then a lot of you guys are probably gonna wanna know how you program it, and I think we should cover that. So come on, let's go. We don't need any of that, but we will be lowering this down. So glad that we got this big truck hoist. I've actually had this truck with the cab off, engine out, on that hoist that you saw me do that starter on that Harley truck. Was a little weeble wobbly. Was only a 10K, but definitely feel way more secure using the extended arm length, way bigger feet. All right, a lot of you guys are probably gonna ask, okay, well, how do we know how much fluid to do? This is what I do. If you are just doing the Transpan fluid and filter, I am gonna tell you guys to start at 9 quarts. If you let that sucker drain over lunch or overnight, I want you to add 10 quarts. Because we had the valve body down, after we took the valve body, it kept draining fluid out of the trans. This is probably gonna take a case of fluid. I want you to start with 10. We're gonna start it up, we're gonna program it, we're gonna have 2 quarts on hand. We're just let this thing warm up and then adjust the level, hopefully with just these 2 quarts. So, do you buy just a case of trans fluid? I think so. All right, the client's already got our parts. We got Mercon LV, we got a bunch of cases. Here we go. Here we go. Cheerio. New trans funnel, and this is a little trick that I like to do for filling these puppies up. I always leave this in so that I can give it a little breathing orifice so this doesn't go, you know, squeaky clean into it. I get my Amsoil jug. Check that out. Look at that. Now I don't have to hold it. It's already got the perfect angle. It's angulated just like I need it. I just have to open this up to get my fluid out. $12 quarts. 12 quart, super premium. Mercon LV, not ULV. I'm gonna dump it down the hatch. I did have a green one. The only thing I don't like about the black funnel is I can't see the level or the shadow of the fluid as the light passes through the funnel. So I kind of want to get rid of this black one and grab a clear one or something other than black. All right, we're gonna dump all these in. We've been actually very productive out here. Okay, that was 10 quarts. I have 2 more quarts left over, unopened. We'll set this up here. I'll leave that right there. I'm not really concerned with how that's gonna stay or whatever. We can let it warm up and then check the fluid later. But let's get programming so that we can at least start this thing and show you the procedure, whether or not you're gonna use ForeScan or IDS. Do you guys want to see IDS or ForeScan? Do you want to see both? Because you guys aren't going to have IDS, maybe you have ForeScan. What do you guys want to see first? You want to see IDS or you want to see ForeScan? Let's see what's going to connect first. Is my dongle going? My dongle dongling? Well, let's do ForeScan. You guys are probably going to only be having access to that. Key is on. I have my device plugged into the OBD connector, which is what you guys are going to have to do. Either you're going to have to use the VCM or you're going to have to use the OBD Link EX cable, and it's something that is on Amazon. It's also on the ForeScan website. So I'm using the VCM. So it recognizes that as a J2534 pass-through device. Come on, connectivity, connecting today. All right, here we go. Here we go. I don't know what was going on with what was the dilly, but we're connected now. This is what you guys would have to do with ForeScan. It's gonna go through and ID all the modules. So we got some codes in here. It looks like this P0073 right there in the PCM. You guys gotta pay attention when you're replacing these mirrors. It's got no sensor. If it has no sensor, you're constantly gonna have a check engine light on with that code. So just so you guys know. Let's go to the wrench, probably? The wrench. Let's go to the wrench. Halt, resume, reset, stop, clear, module reboot, no. Module programming chip, as built, no. Transmission characterization update. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's been started, perfect. Update the numbers, that's exactly what we want to do. Okay, here it is. This is what we need. So we're going to be typing in, it wants the solenoid body ID. So we are going to do 2335540210889. Okay. File not found. Would you like to download it? Well, that would be lovely. Perfect. All right, now we're going to have to do one more number. Current solenoid body ID 0 Frank 60996D. Oh wow, so that I've never had that done before. So when I put that number in,
it automatically knew the solenoid body ID. So now those two numbers match what Forescan says. That was freaking easy. All right, I can deal with that. Now, real quick, let me exit Forescan out. Let me go to IDS. I'm already connected. Let's go ahead and ID the vehicle. Let's just double check, see if there was any discrepancies. Go down to the toolbox. We're going to go down to powertrain, transmission, characterization ID, hit yes, transmission characterization. Is this correct? Let's see what it has in here. Did it just program it with Forescan? Did it do correctly? Did it download that file? I sure as hell hope it did. That's funny that it did both numbers, because I usually have to put that number in. No way. How cool is that? 233-55402-10-889 0 Frank 60 996 David. Wow, that's awesome. So now what is left is to shut the key off, do a key cycle, start it up. I am going to preemptively just make sure we can get it out of gear. Oh, reverse, neutral, drive, back up into park, reverse. Okay, we have gear maneuverability. That is great. While this thing warms up, I'm gonna check the trans fluid, I'm gonna check for leaks. It's getting time for sustenance, but I also want you guys to know, are you interested in possibly seeing us install this S&B 40-gallon aft axle fuel tank? We have some rustiness going on, and I'm only led to assume that it's this steel tank. If you guys want to follow along, us put this S&B fuel tank in your aft axle cab chassis. I've already done one, and it is a superior fit. I appreciate you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and we're transed no more. There he is. See ya.